bum, 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 bum. What up, folks? So glad you guys are here. Thank you guys for joining me today. We're going to be going over some of the investigation clips. Um, we got a lot of interesting things that you're going to be able to hear over the spirit boxes while we were doing the walkthrough, and then we decided to sit down and I'll talk about what we were doing at that time because I went on and went off, and one of our cousin investigative groups, Tri County Paranormal Group, they were with us there as well, and I want to give them kudos for helping us out because that was really cool. We got a lot of good stuff. Um, I also want to I'll let you know at times I'm not sure if this is gonna play right because I'm sitting here I'm trying to get my audio working and it's like it's not doing what it usually does. So it's really shitty right now. So I don't know. I'll probably just end up having to get another soundboard. But um, yeah, uh, the investigation itself went really well. I just want to say to Melissa and her husband and her family that was there because they work there at the business. Um, they were very informative. They were letting us know what was going on inside of the building while they're at work and things that they've noticed when they've returned to work in the mornings. Stuff being moved around inside of the office. If you didn't get a chance to, I'm gonna start it off with the walkthrough, and then I'll talk you guys through it uh, after that. But like I said, we had a really good time. I just want to say thank you again to Melissa at Be Still Body Piercing here in Winnemucca, Nevada, for allowing us to come in and invade your workspace and check out some of the happenings and the going-ons that were happening there at your guys' business and get some really good evidence. It was, I mean, the spirit box was just chattering away, and it was saying some things that hit on points for not only just her, Melissa, um, but for my wife as well. And it was responding to us, and we got a lot of spirits from what we thought were patrons of what used to be there, the bar, uh, right there at where Be Still Body Piercing is now. Um, there was a bar that was actually there, and when you go through the walkthrough video, you could see the tiling, the gold plated tiling. It's like a design template that they put like wallpaper all through, but it was really nice. Just something to make it look, I guess more, but I don't know, cool, whatever you say. I don't know what they were thinking back then, but it's in a lot of the places that are down here. You'll see it across the ceiling. It's like a gold plated, uh, like tack on tin, I guess, wallpaper, and you'll see it in the walkthrough video when Melissa is talking to me and she's going into the little nook that they built next to the original foundation of the old, I think it was the theater that's next door, uh, um, if I'm sure that's what we were talking about, that burnt down, um, and a lot of the foundation is still there. It's all original walling. It still has the new newspaper uh, walling right there inside of the little nook where we do the walkthrough. And I don't know, that part of the building really just gave me a vibe like it was just because it's all original, and like when you look down the nook, it's about 25 30 feet uh, from where you're walking into the entrance, and then the original building, um, the little space right there. I don't know. The windows really attracted me because I remember seeing them in the documentary I just seen recently with another paranormal group that went there, and they were talking about how they're restoring the Goldfield Hotel, and all the windows that they had. He was explaining that they were the counterweight windows where you could push it up and the counterweight would lift it up and it would balance itself out, so that way it wasn't just a go up and have to come down and have a lock or whatever. And they were fairly smooth, and that's really something that stood out to me because I was like, man, that's really cool. that's freaking awesome. And seeing the newspaper um, still on the wall lining there on the wallpaper underneath that tin. I guess that's what they used to use for like insulation, is putting wallpaper in there, I guess. Um, which, I guess a lot of people do that to keep warm. And it seems like it would hold heat, because when you go back into that back stone room that's a part of the original building, it's cold as hell. And you kind of get the sense, just like when you go to Virginia City and you go to the Washoe Club, and they have the back room that was for storing bodies, when the morgue or the burial people, were backed up and they were trying to get, things done because of the accidents, and they had a lot of bodies stacking up. They would put them in that. That's what that back room here at Be Still felt like. It was just really cold, and it was like a freezer, and you got that sense of, wow, now you understand like why they would keep the bodies there in those stone walls, or those rock foundations, to keep the bodies chilled up. But yeah, it was really cool. Once we had got there, my wife and I, what ended up happening was is they were already doing their sessions. We happened to walk it right in to a point in the shop where I went to the back and I seen them, and I was, we did our introductions and whatnot, and they were like, "Yeah, man, the sensor's going off," and there's the little ball sensors. If you see the video, it can only move by motion, like if you pick it up or you rattle it or something like that happens. And it was going off while we were talking, and I was like, "Holy crap!" And I gotta make sure. I gotta look through my phone because I'm not sure. I don't think I took pictures of it, but they had got video of it. But the sensor in the front was actually going off while we were talking. But before that, prior to it going off, it ended up moving, and we were just like, okay, well, if it's moving it, then whatever's here is, it's got a pretty good, field of energy around it, because it if it moved that ball, it would have to push it. You know what I mean? And yes, it is light, it's plastic, it'll roll, but I mean, for it to just move like that, it was just sitting there, and I know I've showed it in one of the videos, and it was just sitting in the front of the shop. It wasn't moving, so if it wasn't a slant in the floor, I mean, it would have been obvious because it would have kept doing it, but it didn't. Um, you have to excuse me. I'm really stuffed up right now. This change of weather here is really ridiculous. Holy crap, my phone's gonna die. Ugh. And yeah, it was just really a trip, because when you walked in, it didn't really seem, like something where you would be like, holy crap, like something's here. It was just chill, cool. But as the night went on, then you started like sensing it. Like you could tell, like, it just felt like people were just watching you. And I know it was us in a group and we were there, but I'm talking about like behind you or around you. And it was like, we kept talking, the spirit box kept going, and it was giving us names, and it was talking about how it sounded pretty much like working women of that era in the bar, and then people talking about, because we were asking it, if you can make the sensor go off, I'll buy you a bottle of whiskey, and I'll pay for shots for everybody. And the name started coming through, and it said fire, and it said underneath, it said dead, I mean, it was just, I mean, if you look at the videos, you'll hear it. It's just going on and on and on. And it was really crazy because as it was going on, it was saying some things that were pertinent to it, knowing that Melissa worked there, um, which was really crazy because it shocked her because she was like, holy crap. It was telling her things that only she knew. And she was telling us this stuff. So it shocked her. Everybody was like, okay, that's pretty smart, that that. And oops, yeah, I got it on pause. Um, and we got it on video. I mean, it was pretty cool. And the other thing too is when we're talking, once we start getting our session and we were walking through the rooms and we were asking it, the people that passed on that were there, uh, what happened to you? Did you die here? Is this your favorite spot that you want to come back to and that you want to, maybe it was just some place that they liked. That was their place. So they returned to it. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. It sounded like a bunch of men were talking. They were saying their names or whatever. And then we would start getting women that were coming through. um, and they were like, after I had said something about drinking, do you guys like being here? Is this some place that you like um, frequenting because it was, it felt good to you, where your friends and everybody were, and just having a good time? And it was just talking away, just telling us things, and names were coming through, and then, like I said, it sounded like the women were coming through, I guess, and they were talking either to us and answering us, or they were talking to the men because they were talking about where's the money. Um, I like pretty much telling us like, hey, I'm talking to you now, so like, are you gonna pay me some money? Yeah, Ken, for sure, bro. We're gonna have to get together, man. It was really good. When we get chances to do it, my wife and I were gonna, plot out some times when we can go do some investigations or walk through town, and we'll give you guys a tour and just be like, hey, this is the spot because of, yada yada yada. This is a bank robbery. That Sundance Kid and were hiding out at, and ended up supposedly Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid supposedly robbed this bank. But there was also, this was an old mining town, and a lot of people have passed away, died in situations, a lot of accidents. I mean, just crazy things that you wouldn't think of that are around town, um, that have actually happened that were horrific. Um, and those spirits are probably just, going about their day and, trying to live their, afterlife, in the memories of what was going on here. So yeah, I mean, if they were coming through at this place that used to be a bar and were saying things, it would be just like it was back then. Like, it's just them living their life out. And for them to communicate and say the things that they were saying, it was really validating because it was things that were like, you'll hear it in one of the videos. The spirits like, I don't like investigators, and we were like, okay. And we were like blown away because, I mean, it was literally telling us that it didn't like investigators. And I guess, it was getting irritated, and so we were just, pretty much almost done at that point. But yeah, for it to do that and say that was really, really crazy. And it was really cool, and we got a chance to see it. And I'm going to take a break real quick. I'm going to play the video uh, in a little bit when I get back, and we'll review what we see. And yeah, it's going to be cool. So give me a minute. All right. We're back. Yay. Now I had to go check on the baby and thank goodness for this wonderful woman. I love you, babe. All right. So, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so let's I'll give you the walkthrough. We'll do the first video. Let me fix this real quick. All right, there it is. All right. If you guys cannot hear this, please let me know. Please. So that way I can fix it. All right? Cuz I want you guys to be able to hear it, and like I said, this thing is messing up pretty bad. So also I got our own portal box that we built, and it's pretty cool. It's crazy. Uh yeah. It's pretty cool. I'll get some video of us doing that, and you guys can see what let me know what you think or whatever. But it came out really good. Um, thanks to the people that had the pieces and stuff that got it together for us. So awesome stuff. Um, I'm gonna start off with the first video, the initial walkthrough, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Ugh. I'm gonna change this. Yeah, because I hate that. It's like it's like this, you know? What the heck? It's trippy. Cool, 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 cool. Testing, testing. Hey, 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 hey. All right, cool. So, with that, let's get into this first one. Like I said, just let me know if you guys can't hear it, please. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. See, it just sounds really crazy weird. I don't know why. Um. Wow, that's crazy. All right. There we go. All right. So she's talking about at the front counter right there, right? So when we did our investigation, we came back through. I left a ball sitting right here where her hand is. She had a little tray, like she said, and there's this little that little piece that it whatever I think it's a child. And took it and put it back. Um, Not this time, but when I put the ball there in that spot, we were all in the other room, and I seen the glow off. So I got up, and yeah, it it was going off, and we were like tripping out, and I was like, okay. And we did hear some things. Sounded like something was moving on the couch. Um, oh my god. Whew. That's strong. Wow. That's really sweet. Ooh. is this? Thank you, Dawson Taylor at here in Winnemucca. Thank you. That was a good. Wow. Whew. That's good stuff. That'll wake you up. All right. So, like I said, the ball was going off right there where her hand is because I placed it there. And like I said, I had my spirit box out and I was using it on my phone and I couldn't get video of it. And I'm gonna see if we have any other video that's floating out around out there from anybody else that was there. And if we get it, I'll post it. But yeah, it was really good. Good stuff. We'll keep going. She's gonna talk more about it. See, and this right here coming up, this is where the ball was at the beginning when I was telling you guys that um, they were saying that it had just moved right before we got in there. Um, and I told them I was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy," because it did it again, and I think I got it on video in one of the videos, which is really cool because we were just tripping out because I was like, "Yeah, this thing was literally just going off right now." It's pretty cool. And she made a very good, valid point right there. When we were doing our walkthroughs, even when we came in, the very first time we walked into the shop from the street, the little sensor is laying right on the floor next to us, and it did not go off at all. I didn't even know it was there until they had pointed it out. Hey, we have these here, we got it over here, and yeah, there's one by the front, and I was like, holy crap! Like I didn't even know because it didn't go off. You have to put this. You have to move it. You have to physically touch it. Something has to have a hold of it, moving it for it to go off. And it didn't go off when we were walking through there. And like I said, I didn't even notice it was there until they had pointed it out. So she made a valid point right there is that even though we're walking around, these things they have to be touched. There you go. You got to touch it. See, that's kind of funny. I caught myself when I had said that. Like if it was like to have like moved it and it kept rolling, it probably would have stayed on, but I'm not sure because they were saying it was on. Was it on and then it like turned off? Or was it just continuously on because it was rolling it? Or does it just stay on as it rolls? So that's a good point too because if it does just stay on as it's in motion while it's on the ground, then it would stay on. But still, for something to kick it, that's crazy. All right, so let me go back. All right, so this room right here in one of the videos that you see that's where the sink is, that's the video that I got where the thing, the entity or the person or whatever, um, who, like she said, she'll hear doors and stuff. I think it's that person that was in there because when I set the box on the sink, it was on there for a while. And I was just like, okay, if anybody's in here, come and touch it because I figured, it's a sink or whatever. They'd be like, come by there. It literally pushed it off to the ground. And I was like, okay. And that's when you see um, our, our partner group, Tri County Paranormal. Um, he was watching it, and I was like, dude, come and check this out. So he came over, he started recording it, and I placed it back up there. Excuse me. And that's when you hear or you see this like orb goes by, and the thing falls off. And I thought it was kind of crazy, and after I looked at the video, that we get a lot of these orbs that will interact with um, the stuff around us. And I noticed it when we were reviewing some of the stuff, and I'll point it out because you'll see it in the videos as you watch it. So, but this bathroom right here is the one that she's talking about. She hears stuff, so she's already saying that there's stuff that they noticed in that room, and we ended up catching what we caught later on. So this is the room I was saying. Like when you go into the back, it's really cold. Not only just because it doesn't have the um, insulation on top, but it's just stone floors, stone walls, and when you walk in there, it's really really cold. And so that was kind of hard to validify if something was around us because it was already really really cold in that room. And that's what I was like thinking while I was there was like, damn it, if something was to touch me besides the electricity or the static feeling that you get, it just being cold, it was already cold. So um, I had to throw that one out the window. But it was really cool because we had gotten some names come through the spirit box, and it was saying going back or something, like trying to tell us to go to that back room. So we would go over there, and we were talking, and we kind of just went to different rooms. And I think that's when I went and picked up the REM pod and I put it into the bathroom, and that's when I caught that. But yeah, throughout the whole session you'll see stuff, but this room was really cold. So this is the little area in the building that's original, and that it's like the little crawl space next to the theater, the original outside of the theater. And it was just really eerie because like you look down in and it just like looked like it kept going because it was so dark at the end until you like shined your light on it. And it was just crazy because it was like walk like an alley. That's what I could see was like an alley between the buildings. And I just thought it was trippy because the windows back here are well over 120 years old. And like I was saying when I mentioned it to her, was that it just reminded me of the Goldfield Hotel, that era, because it was the same company that built those windows is the same ones they got them from. So I mean that's really really cool, to see something like that in a building that's still there, and to know like the energy that's still inside of that other building that's next to it because of what happened. And we obviously got some stuff that came through on the box talking about the fire, and I guess they had died or something. But yeah, it was really cool. What? She don't feel good. All right, so this is one of the videos where after we were talking to the patrons that were there in the building, they were saying something about getting in a circle, and they said something about a seance. So we kind of had an idea that they were already doing something there at that location because it was bringing that subject up, um, before we had even thought, well, okay, well, let's get in a circle and let's see if we can talk to whatever is going to come through. And this crawl space right here, um, is just what the foundation, the grounding of the building, and you could see there's timbers that it's laying all the way across, all the way through the building. But this crawl space right here, it's open enough for somebody to crawl through if you were to like move it out a little bit because some of the rubble that fell through or rocks or whatever. Um, but I got the rim pod right here and I put it right here. This whole section right here is flat, right here. And I didn't get a video of it because, like I said, I had my spirit box on me, and it was just talking and talking and talking to us. And I put this thing inside of this hole. Um, Melissa and her daughter, I think it was were back here. I was right here. Her son was right here. My wife was right here on the end, standing up, and so was Troy. And I don't not sure if he got it on, but I was putting it in there because it was telling us, asking us to put it down there. It said down below, and I was like, okay, well, are you down here? Did something happen? Like, what's the significance of this? So I put the REM pod inside of there, and I'm like turning it on, setting the sensors on it to make sure that it gets the max capacity for the effect. And I'm like saying, if you can move this or come by this, and I had my hand around the antenna. If you don't know what it is, it's just an antenna, and it picks up the electro field around the antenna and the base of the REM pod. And I'm like, moving my hand around. I'm like, okay, see how close I get. If you get closer to it, it'll move. And as soon as I was gonna go to it, the box on the ground moved like 2 inches, and I was like, whoa, like tripped out because I seen what I saw. I know what I saw, and it moved. It shifted, this way. Like I said, it was right here, and it literally like right where this black dot is. And I was like, God, I wish I would have got that on freaking camera because it scared me. Like, because you see it and it's like, holy crap. Yeah, shocking. So I figured another way we could, and get some answers or something, or is to play some music, and we got some really good stuff. See the orb? I'm gonna back it up. Right there, you see the orb come in from the right. Go to the REM pod, all right, and then shoot down. Took a 45-degree angle to the left. Literally stopped right on the REM pod, and came at Troy. It's crazy. There it is. Hold on. So you see it come in, right? I'm gonna slow it down. See it? There it goes, and then it turns right to the left. That is so cool. That is so amazing. That thing just literally, look at that, whap, goes over it, checks it out, and then comes right back to him. I don't know. I think it's cool. I might sound foolish, but I think it's fucking cool. That's good stuff right there. The lady screams at night. The lady screams at night. It just literally said that. Here it is. Okay, you know, that's crazy. And there's the orb, just came right up to the camera. See it? Oops. Gosh damn it. Right there. Comes in from the top left. Look at that. And it just sat there right in that spot. And now it said Kelsey. It literally just said my wife's name. Let me slow it down so you could hear it. That's cool. That is cool. Let me say that one more time. It says cabin. So it said Mary. It said her grandmother's name and her grandfather's name, and then it said her name. So that's why we thought it was really interesting. This is the second one when it started interacting with everything, and we got in a circle and we were just chilling. And you see the orbs are just, you'll see a lot of them. Look at, there goes that orb. See it? You'll see this orb come in and it just goes right around in here. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Playback speed. One. Here it goes. But you you got to remember this is cool because we're sitting here asking it for stuff to happen, and to see it do it, you're like, wow, this is cool. This is cool. Right on. Because you got to remember, like I said, I've been doing this since '96. We didn't have crap like this. We were just like, messing around with stuff, like, you know, things I shouldn't have been doing. But that's how I learned. So we were doing things the old way. Now we have all this technology that we have now. It validates everything that we were doing, well, that I had experienced growing up, um, and things that were happening then. So this is why I like this, because the validation between what we get and what we capture really puts together that whole spiritual aspect of, is there life after death? Do we go on? Do we linger around? Because we know that our body, our soul is energy. It's pure energy. And energy doesn't die, it just takes another form. So if we leave out of this body, okay, and we're pure energy and we're in the places that remind us of who we were when we were alive, wouldn't it be make sense that we are getting these communication um, validations through touching these objects? Um, there is a part in um, two of the videos that I got where we get an EVP saying something. I'm going to see if you can pick it out, if you can hear it. If you can, let me know what you hear, and then I will say what it is at the end of the video. But um, it just validates everything, because when you're doing this stuff, yes, you want to get answers, but at the same time, you want to know, why are you still here? What, do you not know that you're dead? Was this just some place that you like to hang out in? Is this a place that just brought you a lot of memories? Was something here? Did something happen? It's being able to have that cross section between dimensions, between us, the living, and the spiritual people that are alive still, but they can't exist on the same dimension that we're in because they're not in this physical realm. Does that make sense? So for people to say, oh, well, this is, demonic, or this is satanic, no, it is not. This is something that people who have been doing this for a long time, a lot of investigators that have been doing this for years and years. I mean, this has been going on since before Ed and Lorraine Warren. Um, if anybody has ever seen a show on, I think it's on Discovery, called The Holzer Files, those paranormal investigations that Holzer was doing. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the guy. He's one of the leading fathers of paranormal investigations, as far as like, getting real into depth, modern times of that, things or devices of that time, recorders and, the camera taking pictures of everything, setting things up that trigger it. If it does, it'll take a picture, stuff like that. He was pretty much like a detective, as an investigate spiritual investigative detective. It was really cool. So they have the videos of that. But for these guys at that time, for like I said, for all this stuff that we have now to capture everything, it's really cool. And I just get goosebumps thinking about it because it's just you'll see what I'm saying when we get done. I'll talk about it in a bit. And you see the orbs just oops. Um as you hear it, it said stomach. right right then, right before that, my wife's stomach was like growling because she was like so hungry. And Melissa was like, yeah, mine was growling earlier. And I was like, thinking in my head like, yeah, it is getting late. And then for it to say exactly what I said, what we were all talking about, that's crazy. It's crazy. You see them, they're just hovering around. So it's talking about kids, children spirits. And we were like, okay, are you a child, or are you talking about the kids that are here? This video is the one I was talking about that I'm gonna slow it up and bring it up so that way you could hear it. But just check out what it's saying right now. All right, so this one I think is the one that I got the. All right, so that video right there, um, that I just played, the third one, I believe it's at 35 seconds into the video. If you can hear it between 30 and 40 seconds, I say something and then you could hear something in two syllables in the background. Just let me know if you hear it. Just comment in the thingy below, and yeah. So I'm gonna see. I think that's the one. Let's go to this video. So now it's starting to go off, and we're all like tripping out because we see it as we're talking. And there it goes. It starts touching the radio. Okay, sorry. It's in this video. It's in this video. Did you hear it? This video right here says part 4 investigation. Check that video out. Right here between 34 or 30, yeah, about 33, I'm asking again a question and it answers me. Listen. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Let me slow it down. Did you hear it? That's cool. Listen. There it is. Listen. Perfect. You can't get any better than that. We were just tripping out because it's working and we are like, "Wow, that's crazy." It says Gary. And he can't figure it out be- because it was just going. It was just doing it. It said it's us. That's cool. So as you can see, we're using the Spirit Talker app at this point because I was like, I got to record this. This is too good. There it goes. It said something's coming. Why does it sound like that? That's crazy. Illegal? The box said illegal. Yeah, like I said, it was really cool. So I was playing old, old saloon music. So it said Kevin. So if anybody in town that's seeing this or whatever knows of a Kevin or somebody that passed on here, just let us know. That was in this area or something, or some relevance to somebody or something that happened there. That'd be good to know. Yeah, so we were just chilling, man. It was really cool. Like, then it said Amelia. Like I said, I mean, if you guys are seeing this, anybody in town, I'm gonna do some research on it too and see if we can't find somebody that may have had something happen to them while they were there back in those days or something or whatnot. Maybe it might have some relevance. So there I go. I was being a doofus turning on the music. It was pretty cool. Yeah, and it started talking about we don't know if they're talking about what's there or maybe a cemetery or something. I don't know. I think right here you'll hear sounds like a kid or something. Shit, I shouldn't have. You gotta hear it. Oh shit. Listen. So now I was just getting up and walking around. That was the bathroom. It kept saying that you want to talk, but then it was like, well, now you got to pay me. It was asking for money. So that's why we were thinking it was probably a maybe it was a working woman that was there. I don't know. This is the crawl space. So this is the wall of their new building on the left, the blue. You see the white, and this is the original. But remember how I was saying like it just looks like an alleyway, like it just goes on, like you're like looking down a whole long street, but it's so dark, like all you just see is just it fades into the darkness. That's how it felt to me, and that's what it looked like. I was just like, it just had that eerie feeling, like a division or something of two dimensions or something. I don't know. It's crazy, but it was really cool. Like I said, I wanted to go in there. I wanted to go walk back there, but I was like, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna jump in head first right now. But yeah, that was really cool. And see, that's the thing is like you have these hotels, and you know there's bars down the street. Obviously, there's probably going to be some shady stuff going on. It was, there was a lawless place back then. So then we were talking about um, the haunted Bridge Street ordeal with yeah, when they do stuff like that, that's pretty cool. Nicholas, Nicholas in that area. Did you hear that? Uh, I'm probably just tripping. Right there. Did you hear that? It says something right there. Listen. Sounds like he says, I'll go back. Hear it? I go back. I'd go back. I'd go back. I'd go back at about 14, between 1412 and 1420. Wow, that was really cool. See? We found it together. What the heck? Yeah, it was pretty cool. So this is right. Said Joe. It's pretty cool. We started hearing some stuff from the couch, like something because I'm not sure if it's like that pleathered material on the couch. I think can't remember, but you could hear it like something was either moving on the couch itself or the couch cushions or something were like being sat in. You know, when you sit down and it makes that noise, we were hearing like faint sounds of that. Yeah, we were thinking that it might have been, you know, he moved his foot and it did it. Can you knock and make a sound? I think it just said dead. Is there some place where you're at that you want us to go in this building, or would you like us to leave? Said Jody. Do you want it? Are you messing around with us? So at this point, it's like you could tell it's like nothing's going on. And every time we would talk about leaving, it would say something, and we'd be like, "Oh, okay, well that's it," you know. But I'm like I said, I mean, we were getting really good, intelligent responses um, that were coming through and talking to everybody. Um, I think next time, I think next time I'll let my wife just just continue to do the spirit box and I'll do the recording, or vice versa. We'll switch off. Like I said, it said man, you know, and I don't know why I said that, but I was just like, you know, do you feel bad that you're not alive? You know what I mean? That's what I meant. Do you miss not being alive, you know? Yeah, I'm really sorry about the pixelation. It's crappy. See, and it's like collecting money. It's like, you know, like she's telling somebody to give her the money, you know, it's time to pay up. Yeah, and it was saying, you know, it's not free. And I did promise them. I told them, you know, if you guys do this, we'll get you a bottle of alcohol. See, my money. That's pretty cool. That's what I'm saying. Like this is great because like we're just getting responses that are intelligent. Yeah, said Liam. Yeah, we got a few more responses out of this last session, I believe. Yeah, it's like the energy just totally just was gone because it started just fading out. I think it just said Kristen. Like I said, I mean, if anybody, yeah, there it goes. Said Tom. So I mean, if those names are relevant to you guys, anybody in town or and you'll notice it too. Anybody who's ever done investigations will tell you there'll be long periods of time where you will not get nothing. And you'll totally feel like the atmosphere is different. And when something starts happening, it's like it'll either get bigger and like you just like, holy crap, like everybody's amped up because you feel it. It's like a charge. I don't know. Like I said, it's just that, you know, that break between whatever's going on, like them being able to talk or move things or touch things and responding to our questions that we're asking them with what we're asking them. It's not like it's saying something, you know, dumb that's not relevant to what we're talking about. It's saying stuff that's relevant. And for it to be doing that on a device that is just sound banks and saying things like you heard in that earlier video, we hate investigators, like a whole sentence. But yeah, it was great. I mean, I must have been covering my mic. Like I said, I'm not used to videoing. I'm just used to just doing the investigations and stuff and not having to worry about a camera. Yeah, and it said Ezekiel, and it said it twice. It had said it earlier in the investigation when we got there. Yeah, it started, like I said, it just started dwindling.
We appreciate you guys coming through and talking to us, giving us some good evidence. We hope that we get to come back and see you again, if that's okay with you. But I'll be
All right. Yeah, we just started wrapping it up pretty much it. Um, but like I said, I mean, if you guys heard or seen anything, I know the video's probably really crappy. Sorry, but if you guys see anything on there that you're like, holy crap, like I noticed it and I seen it right here or whatever, yeah, let us know because those parts where I stopped it and I tried to go back on it, you can totally hear it, and it just blew me away. If on that video, at the 35-second mark, you hear it say two syllables. It's like the 32, 36-second mark. It says two syllables. If you can hear it, um, like I said, if it you know, let me know what you think it says, and we'll collaborate together, and I'll let you know what I got. So yeah, that was the investigation. It was really cool. I appreciate everybody that was there. Um, my wife and I were really excited. So we're glad that the group is getting a fresh start, and we're able to experience Old Town Winnemucca here, and do it together and meet the people you know that are going about their day and their daily lives and just doing their stuff, and we get to talk to them about the things that other people don't see or don't notice, um, that they experience that might be terrifying. It might be something scary, or maybe it's just a little eerie, like it's just irritating, or like some people just don't mind it because they've been around it for so long that you know things just happen. Things just happen, and it's like, okay, this again. But for some people, it just becomes to a point where it's like really eerie, and they want answers. They want to know why. Like, what is this thing? Because it's really bothering me. It's, whatever. It's invading my space. So, I mean, you get investigators that go in there and that'll do jobs, because it's something that they do just to have um, validation for answers that they have, and that's why I do it, for my own reasons. So we're all in this together. We're all of the open mind that, hey, this is possible. This stuff does happen, and if we can help or try and communicate with these people, um, or if need be, bring in people that are able to help us get rid of some of this stuff that's in these places or whatever, and get it out. So, oh, my wife's singing to the baby. That's so cool. Um, so yeah, we will, whatever we've got to do to help people that are, dealing with whatever is going on in wherever the location they're at. If it's bad or whatever, and we need to deal with it, we'll take the necessary precautions to help those people to get what they need, is freedom from whatever the heck is in there. Because at some point, sometimes people encounter these things that are not so nice, and they're not sure what to do, or they try things and it's not the proper way to go about doing them. And it will take a specialist, somebody who deals with this stuff of symbology, occultism, um, spiritualism, and being able to understand what steps is needed to be taken to help this entity or this spirit move on, get out of the place. Let them know that they don't have to stay there, that they can leave. Because a lot of people, they say that spirits get trapped because they are in conflict with themselves. Like, why did I die? I had so much unfinished business, yada, 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 going on about things, materialistic things, instead of, their worries about this life, this realm, that they don't want to stay there. They want to come back. Um, a lot of people in near death experiences say the same thing, that a lot of times they, go into the afterlife and they could see everybody after they leave their body, and they're taught, watching these people go on about their business, and, describing what was happening while they're laying their bodies back in the hospital. So the proof that the spirit does exist and leave the body is enough to say, okay, well, if that's the case, then this could explain this phenomena that's going on. And that's why you get a lot of investigators that have been doing this for years, years, um, and really good investigators that, you know are wanting to get the evidence, to prove this is real. This is real, and the validation of it when you get that stuff that happens in the videos is, oh, it's exciting. It's good stuff, and I'm glad that we got it. It's pretty cool, and my wife was really excited. We were like, yes, yeah, this is great. This is gonna work. This is exciting, and yeah. So the reason why we like getting into this is because, like I said, for me, with my whole experience with reincarnation, the aspect of it being what it is, um, with that post that I had posted earlier about my grandmother's, I think it was her brother, her cousin, that passed away in World War II. Um, just the similarities, just the physical looking like him, and the incidents of us going to combat at the same age. And he passed away in France, and he's buried there in the cemetery. And I went to Iraq at that same age and almost died. And it was just weird because when I got back and that correlated to me, it just hit me hard because I was like, that's it. That's the connection of why I feel the way I do, is because I've always been drawn to this aspect that I was never going to live to be old. I don't know why. I It just was in me. And I remember telling my mother, "Mom, I'm going to die young." And I remember her face looking at me. She's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be an old man." And that just really tripped me out. And then fast forward to years later, and, you know, I'm 28, 26. Yeah, yeah, 25. Yeah, it was about a year and a half later. Because I was 23. Yeah, and that's what age he was. Um, that just put it together for me. For me, it just sealed it because I started my path on finding this journey of who we are, where we are, why we're here, and the afterlife with my investigation stuff. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was younger because of just the things that I had seen and I had experienced. Of I saw this shit. It's there, and it really got to me. Or I would have these dreams about stuff, and I would get really scared because what I saw in my dream, I would be crying in the middle of the night, and I'd go running. I'd scream so loud that I was like crying in fear that this, whatever the hell it was. And I just remember my mom and dad just standing over me and shaking me, and I'm like coming out of it as a like back to reality. And they're like, "What's wrong with you?" Screaming at me, and I'm just like, "Oh, nothing." Go right back to sleep. But those night terrors as a child, and just seeing things, around really tripped me out. Um, Speaking of which, how awkward is that? Not awkward, but ironic is that my daughter's asking about my grandfather. Um, he was in World War II, baby girl, if you're watching this. Hey, Nana. What you doing, my love? Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello. Guten Tag. You little samurai baby. Bye, baby. She was asking about my grandfather and when he served and what years he served in the war in World War II. Um, I'm not sure, baby girl. This is pretty cool. This is why I said I brought the spirit box out because I was going to try and do a session really quick for like 10 minutes. Um, but like I said, that's why I got into what I'm doing because I love it. It's cool. So I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to see if we get anything first off. Turn this bad boy on. See if we get anything. I'm going to try my Necrometer app, the one I'm always using on here. See if we can't get something. Get this bad boy to work. Is there anybody that has something that they would like to say while we're here? What was that? Let me put this microphone closer so you can hear it. Can you tell me your name? Are you there? Well, thank you for stopping by. I'm sorry that you couldn't come through. Can you hear us? It's totally quiet. Nothing. I would like to see if I can get a hold of somebody on the other side. I would like to see if I could talk to my Uncle Joe's dad. Are you there? My Uncle Joe would like to know if you have something that you would like to say to him. Give me a minute. I'm going to get that information really quick. My uncle was wanting me to do something for him real a while back, and I'm just gonna look at some stuff that he sent me about his father that he wanted me to get a hold of him. All right, this is a. All right, let's see if we could do it. All right, let's try it. Um, Ponciano Lopez. I'd like to do a calling if Ponciano Lopez could come through and talk to us, please. My Theo Joe's dad. Can you hear me? What is that? Ponciano Lopez. Can you say that again? I'm gonna give you a chance to say anything if you need to. Siesta? What do you mean? have anything you want to say? Can you tell me your name? See what it comes out as. Well, I appreciate you trying to come through, and I'll review the video and see what I get. Can't really tell what you're saying, so I'll listen to it again and see what you said. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. We're going to go now. Event? Yes. How did I what? Can you tell me again? I didn't catch that. Can you tell me one more time? If not, I'm going to go. That's crazy. What is it? The door? Are you telling me just to get out the door? The what? Say that again? Come on, talk to me. Yes, I can hear you. See if we get anything. Thank you for coming by.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's over, Ninja. Turtle. Potential in these village.
That's cool.
Betty Bow base.
Can you tell me your name? Man, where'd my pen go? Oh, got it in my pocket. I gotta write down my pedal effects that I use so I can tweak it to get a little bit better. But you hear it, there's nothing going on. That's it. It's like it won't say anything. But when you ask it something, it'll talk or it'll say something back. Can you please give us your name? If you are in fact here, or you're trying to.
Windfall height.
Hello?
Headband. Knowing now.
Well, thank you for trying to say something. Well, I'm gonna go now. I appreciate you trying to talk. say goodbye now.
Yeah, great, adios. So we quite off. Also off.
Let's see what this does.
Let's disturb.
I'd like to try and see if I could talk to somebody from my family. If you have something that you would like to say, Grandpa.
Yeah. Hit her low.
Please feel. What happened? What was that? I didn't hear you.
You would have to. Conversation says
Well, I'm trying to get it adjusted so that way I can hear you. If not, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you. So, like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this and I'm going to adjust it, turn everything, and just go through them individually and tone it to where it'll sound good. You won't get all that. It'll just be almost there. didn't mean to cut you off there. Well, I guess we're not messing with that one. Well, thank you. Weird. Hello? And it's not even answering or saying anything in like a long, it's not just continue like a radio where it's asked, can you? Well, anyway, I'm gonna tweak with this thing. Well, I appreciate you coming through and thank you so much. I'm gonna end this session now. And those of you who came through, thank you for doing so. But you need to move on. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you. That's cool. We appreciate you for doing that for us. Thank you. You're welcome. See how it starts? See how it starts talking right when I'm about to leave? Well, thank you, and I'm going to end this session right now. I will speak to you another time. I appreciate you. And good night. Cool. So, yeah, that's how that works. It's pretty cool. I like it. We're going to have to try and do it again another time, but I appreciate you guys for stopping by and going over the video with me. Um, it's always pretty cool to have insight from everybody because you guys might see something or hear something that I don't hear, and it just helps clear things up when it's not that clear. Um, so check it out. Let us know if you see or hear anything or what you think is being said on that 35-second on that video for. I don't know. I could hear it. Let me know what you think it is. And yeah, I will let you guys know. I'll keep you updated. We might just end up doing a walk around somewhere and doing a little, investigation stuff somewhere. But we'll let you know. We'll record it. We'll get it out there. You guys be safe. have a great weekend. It is Mother's Day's weekend. To all the moms out there, we appreciate you greatly. We love you girls. You guys have been there. You ladies have been there for every son in your life. And you guys are the epitome of our life. And so, if you got a mom and she's still here with you, tell her you love her. And if she isn't here, tell her you love her anyway because she's still around. Mother's love is never ending, and I believe that even here or in the afterlife. So, for every mother that's out there that's got babies, you are greatly appreciated, and we appreciate you. So, I just want to say thank you to my mother, and I want to say happy Mother's Day this weekend to my beautiful wife, from all of us and our kiddos. And everybody be safe out there. Have a great weekend again, and I will be posting another video early next week, should be. And I'm gonna try and get some more information about us doing another investigation spot. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you guys for coming along. Appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and pass it on to everybody. And we will be talking soon.